Hey, what's up, everybody? Before we get started, I just want to give you guys a taste of the real deal. This is about a trip to Eleuthera, flying the Embraer 110, and I had the opportunity to do that in 2017. So before we actually get to the sim video, I'm just going to put in a few clips of when they had the opportunity to go on the plane. It was an awesome experience, and you'll see in the sim actually how true to life they were able to recreate that experience with the aircraft. Just recognize like how loud it was and how beat up the plane is, but it was definitely worth it. So I'm just gonna watch this video. It's not gonna be too long. It's just gonna be a bunch of clips, and once that's done, we'll get right into the reaction. All right, so welcome back to another episode of Caribbean Adventures here on the FlyIslandGuy channel. Of course, I am the FlyIslandGuy, and things look a little different today, probably if you haven't noticed, and that's because we are in X-Plane. And why are we in X-Plane today? Because of this beauty right here. So just to give a little backdrop, Um, I mentioned on a few videos back that a few years ago I had the opportunity to travel to Bahamas for a friend's wedding. And so basically, the wedding was in Eleuthera. It wasn't actually in like Nassau or Freeport. So the only way to get to the family islands, as I mentioned, which was, Eleuthera, Andros, Bimini, blah blah blah, all those places. The only way to get there is to actually hop on one of these guys. So you go through, not specifically this plane, but you definitely have to get on one of the small regional airlines to get to those other islands. So for me, I took Pineapple Air. And Pineapple Air, as mentioned, is one of those small regional airlines. And they fly these guys, which is the Embraer 110 Bandeirante. So what I'm going to be doing today is basically recreating that flight, and just getting getting the opportunity to take that exact same flight. It's not really a long trip. It's about 20-25 minutes or so, and we get to pilot this beautiful baby. So let's get started, and we'll hop into the cockpit and get things fired up. Alright, so in the cockpit now, and definitely from flying the Beechcraft, this is the King Air, Beechcraft King Air, this is a totally different experience altogether. This is like just going back in time. And I've had this aircraft for a little while, but I actually have no idea what a lot of this stuff does. So but I know the systems well enough now to kind of get things flying and complete a flight. So let's just get the plane all configured and set up, and let's get into the air as soon as possible. So from piloting a turboprop before, one of the initial things I'll do is just take our props out of feather. I'll just move it up a little bit so I can access these guys. This is our mixture control. Just put it in low idle for now, and we could leave it there. We will go ahead. I'm sorry, excuse my voice. I swear I've had like a sore throat for a little while now. I don't know what's going on, but just makes it a little weird to talk, and my voice is cracking and all kinds of weird stuff. So let's go ahead to our navigation controls. Sorry, like a little flight GPS here. That's what it was. That's what I was trying to say. And it looks like it actually has the flight already loaded up. We'll check it out still. Oh, nope. Just it just has the waypoint, which is MYM. That's the code for Eleuthera. So what we'll do is we're just going to go in and just get this flight plan into the GPS. And it's actually not, as I said, it's only a 20-25 minute flight, and really consists of like just a couple waypoints. It's not really much. If we look here at let's bring up SimBrief. If we look at SimBrief, this is pretty much our flight. It just consists of MYNN. You depart the ZQA to Guava to BMTTZ, and then we kind of we're turning onto runway 33 for Eleuthera. And then I've already just checked in terms of like our approach. We'll be doing the runway 33 RNAV approach into Eleuthera, and I'll show you that in just a little bit, kind of once we're in the air. So let's go ahead and let's get this flight plan loaded up. So I'm still getting used to this GPS here, but I think you hit that guy, and yes. So you'll start turning the smaller knob, and then this will allow us to start entering our waypoints. So we'll start first with ZQA. And we use like the outer knob. Actually, let's pop this out. There we go. And if you hit the outer knob, that'll actually allow you to go to the next letter. PQ, ZQA. That's Bahamas. Boom. Let's get this in there. Oh shoot. Actually, let's go back up one. Well, no, it doesn't matter. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Get on here. Alright, so ZQA. From there we'll go to Guava. G. Q. A. Guava. Make sure the right one's selected. Accept. And then next we'll go to BNTTZ. So B. N T T Z. Boom. Okay. So from there, what I'm gonna do, I normally don't do this quickly, but since it's a really short flight, we're gonna go in and we're just going to load the approach. So let's select approach. You're gonna do the RNAV 33 approach, and we're gonna use this NOSTI, the NOSTI transition. And that looks good. Zoom out a little bit. So we'll basically fly in to NOSTI and just do this little turn and head towards runway 23. So that looks good. You can load it for now. Alright, so GPS done and loaded. Boom. We'll change our CDI source to GPS just to make sure that's in already. And okay, so let's start getting the plan set up now. You can remove the yoke for now, and we will turn on our hydraulics. We will turn on our fuel pumps. Okay. Switch on the air conditioner for now. Kind of cool the cabin down. And I will switch on the autopilot. Now, if you've never, the autopilot here is really, it's just really simple autopilot. It's got like an altitude hold. You can set your approach. Time comes, you have nav and heading mode. It's pretty much the only ones I really use. I don't really know what rev is, but whatever. Then, but in order to get it to work, you actually have to like activate it first, which is what this switch is. So if you don't have this turned on, when you try and arm the autopilot, nothing's gonna happen. So just make sure that's switched on. Okay. So from here, I think that's pretty much it for that. Actually, let me see if I forgot anything. This plan does come with a checklist. So I'll bring that up in a second. I'll turn on this weather radar. I'm yet to see it actually detect anything. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong. I'm pretty sure I am, but I don't really use it anyway, so that's fine. Okay. So pretty much good as far as that's concerned. Another thing that messed me up as well is your nose wheel steering. Like if you notice, it's actually, your rudder's actually good, but the nose wheel isn't actually turning, so you gotta make sure you turn on your nose wheel steering as well. It's this little green light right here. And now you have nose wheel steering. Alright, let's head up top. We'll turn on seatbelt sign, no smoking sign. Kind of leave everything else, all this off for now until we're actually ready to go. We could turn our inverters on. Let's turn the ignition on for the engines, and I think that is about it. Inertial separator, sorry, we could turn on just before we take off. We don't really need that right now. Alright, so I think, to be honest, we're pretty much ready to get the engine started, and you're going to absolutely love the sounds on here. This plane is, it's so fun when we took the flight, because the plane is just super loud. That's the best way to explain it. Crazy loud. By the time I got off, my ears were ringing, but it was definitely a fun flight. And on the way down, I actually sat kind of in the seat back over here, right by the door, so I had a good view into the cockpit. And I'll probably insert some footage, if I can find it, of when I was in the plane. Alright, so let's go. We're ready to start the engines. We already got our ignition on, so let's go ahead and hit start. Let's look outside. And these engines sound amazing. Sounding this, and Dreamfall did a good job with this aircraft. Alright, right engine's running. What I'm gonna do is, they got a little secret menu here. First thing I'm gonna do is go to customize. You see how failures is white right now? So if you ever fly this plane and you're like, why do I keep getting all kinds of weird issues? It's because failures is turned on, and for some reason they're like really like aggressive with the failures. So just make sure you come inside here, just click it. Next time you come back, check customize. It's gonna be great, which means that the failures are turned off. Alright. So what we'll also do is we'll switch over to battery. Actually, well, now that we have one engine started, sorry, let's get the generator on. And we're gonna switch over to battery. Alright. And we'll come back to this menu here. Go to exterior. Okay, everything's been removed. That's good. Let's take a look outside. Alright. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll close up our cargo door now. And let's close up the man door as well. And get back in the plane. And let's start up this left engine. Let's take a look at it outside. Cool. Everything looks stabilized here. Good to go. Alrighty. So we're gonna go up to 12,000 feet today. Let me just check my altimeter real quick. Altimeter for Nassau is 3014. Actually, it looks like it's already set there, which is good. Yeah. It's already set there. One thing about the X-Plane is it kind of remembers your settings. I did a couple test flights in this, and so it's remembered some of my settings from before. Alright, we'll turn on the beacon, and beacon's in the middle. Flick on our taxi lights. Not turn this guy on. Good stuff. Alright, that's good to go. We'll turn the inertial separators just before takeoff. Let's drop a notch of flaps. And then we can bring our mixture to full. Sorry, full idle. Let's go ahead and disconnect our auto brake. Parking brake. Let's go. I'm gonna stop real quick and just double check where we're taking off from. I forgot to check that. We are leaving. Departing runway 14. So let's go here. Just to confirm what runway 14 is. That's not what I want. We are here. Okay, runway 14 is up there, so make the right. We'll go all the way up the taxiway towards the end. Alright, that's fair enough. Coming from that way. Also, one of the things you gotta make sure when you're taxiing with this guy is just keep an eye on your speed. I find it tends to, if you just let it go, it tends to pick up speed really quick. So just something to look out for. Almost hit that 747.
my taxi lights on, which I always forget to do. Actually, no, I think I turned it on earlier. Okay, I'm gonna hold short here. Alright, we're going to get lined up on the runway. Parking brake set. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn these inertial separators on. And taxi lights off. Landing lights on. I'm not going to wear the P2 heat right now. We're going to get into 12,000. It's pretty warm still. I'm going to set our props to full. And just wait for the 747 to get off the runway so we can take off. Not too sure why it would back out right into the runway. That makes no sense to me, but what we can do while we're waiting in the meantime as well is to just set our heading log up. It's already there as well. It's already set. I have no idea what's going on here. Come on, Big Bird, get out the way. Alright, okay, so this guy's cleared out. Okay, got our flaps down. Alright, let's get out of here. We are going to parking brakes off. Slowly apply some throttle. Everything looks good. I'm going to go to full. Rotates. Gear up. I'm just gonna adjust my trim it out so I can kind of let go of the stick a little bit. Alright, let's get this autopilot on. Go down for autopilot. Heading mode. Let's just go to nav actually. Alright. Bring the flaps up. See if we can enjoy this view a little bit. gaining airspeed sort of slowly, so yeah, there we go. Sorry, I've been gaining altitude, sorry. So we're gonna climb to 12,000 feet. And we'll hold there just for a little bit, and then we're gonna start our descent down into Eleuthera. Next plane, I was messing around with some scripts for like water and stuff. I don't know. I installed a script that was supposed to make the water look better, but it was looking kind of crappy, if you ask me. I don't know. I don't like how it looks personally, but it is what it is. Alright, so we're climbing out right now at about 1,000 feet per minute. And I'm just watching my airspeed right now. So I think when it starts dropping below like 120, 110, you start getting a little bit of a warning. So I'm just going to adjust my pitch as we go along. And just make sure everything's alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead to Alright, so just looking at the just looking at the weather for Eleuthera. Getting no weather data available, so I guess we'll just use the same altitude setting for. We'll use the same altimeter setting, sorry, for Eleuthera, because it shouldn't be that much different anyway, since they're pretty close to each other. So I want to open up Navigraph. Just kind of give you a quick idea of what we're going to do. So right now we are heading towards Guava, and BNTTZ is actually the waypoint, like right next to the airport for Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. So we're going to be doing RNAV runway 33 approach using the nasty transition. And if you just bring up that shot. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Once we pass Guava, we're actually going to start our descent, and we'll activate the approach. So we'll start heading towards Nasty, and we're going to descend from 12,000 is what we're heading for to 2,300. And from there, 2,300, we'll go to Fursu, turn left onto the runway heading, and we'll descend down to 1,700. And hopefully we'll intercept the glide path and then just land. So it's pretty straightforward, nothing crazy. This is a pretty small airport, as you'll see once we land. Literally just a building. Okay, so we have crossed. Okay, we're at 8,500. Alright, our airspeed is dipping down a little bit. So just drop the nose slightly. Once we hit 10,000 feet, landing lights will go off. And we'll be hitting Guava soon. Once we hit Guava, that's when I'm going to activate the approach. Then we'll turn to Nassua. But since I've done this a couple times before, just to try things out, our descent rate's going to be about 1,000 feet per minute. So we will do that to get down to 2,300 feet. Everything should be good to go. Should be good to go. But anyways, I've had, when I went to Eleuthera, definitely the ride on this aircraft was like that was one of the high points of my trip. Never been in a plane kind of this old and this small, so it was actually really good. Forgot to turn off the inertial separators, we don't need those anymore. And we crossed 10,000, so landing lights will come off as well. I was supposed to turn off the air conditioning too. Don't need that anymore. So 6 nautical miles outside of Guava. And what we're gonna do, as I mentioned to you before, like the autopilot is really simple. So in this aircraft, you don't really set an altitude. What you do is kind of when you get close to the altitude that you want to hold at, you'll just hit this altitude hold button. That's pretty much it. So what we're doing right now, we're just waiting for this to reach 12,000 feet, and it reaches 12,000 feet. We'll just hit, well, when it gets near to 12,000, we'll hit the altitude hold button. Okay, 3 nautical miles. Just keep an eye on where we are. As you can see, we're about to come up on 12,000 now. So you don't have to be like super specific, but I normally just wait right until it crosses it, then hit altitude hill. See the nose is starting to come down now. Okay. We've also just hit guava. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the flight plan. Gonna go down to approach. It's how do you do this again? Menu, there we go. Activate leg, hit enter, and now it's going to turn to Nassua. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my trusty descent calculator again. We're going to say going from 12,000 to 2,300 at 30 nautical miles, which means we actually should be starting our descent relatively soon, probably a couple seconds actually. At 140 knots gives us a descent rate of about 900. I'll probably do a little more than that. What we'll do, we'll pull back on the throttle a little bit. And just point the nose down until we kind of reach the descent rate that we want. So I'm aiming for about 1,000 feet per minute. So actually where this is good. Maybe bring it up slightly. Yeah, so I think we're good right here. And if you look outside now, we're actually at Eleuthera. So this long island that comes all around here, that's all Eleuthera. So it's pretty interesting. When I got the chance to get a rental car while I was there and just drive it, probably take maybe a couple hours to get from end to end. That's really, it's like one long skinny island. It wasn't difficult to get around once you had a good idea of where you were. That's about it. Okay, so So flight plan wise, we're heading towards Nosti. And so once we hit Nosti, we're going to make a left turn to Fursu, and then, Fursu. Fursu, we're going to be descending to 1700, and then we're going to hit our final approach fix, which is Civi, and then we're going to shoot for the landing. One thing I don't like about this landing is that for some reason there's a tree like right in front of the runway, and that makes it kind of awkward, so you kind of have to like get over the tree. Obviously it's not like that in real life, and I noticed this with a lot of sims, and the FSX kind of had the same issue. I've seen a little bit in FS 2020 as well, where there's a tree like awkwardly close to the end of the runway, so it makes it sort of difficult to shoot the landing, but we'll get through it though. It's not a big deal. I forgot actually, we've crossed 10,000 feet now. We've crossed 9,000. Let's get our landing lights back on. And when we're about to get ready to land, we'll put the inertial separators back on. I was actually trying to figure out for the longest while what inertial separators actually did, and it's basically used to prevent like solid objects or like foreign debris from getting sucked back into the engine. So technically we don't really need it, because Nassua's runway was like nice and paved, so that was cool. And this runway here is paved as well. I can imagine it'll become more of an issue in on dirt runways and that sort of thing. You can pick up a lot of rocks and gravel, but I just used it anyway just because it's part of the procedures, and go from there. Just to give you an idea of what the checklist looked like, it's pretty extensive. Kind of tells you exactly what to do. For me, using this plane at first, this was actually really good to be able to check this and go through everything and make sure it's all good. I'm pretty sure I'm definitely not following this to the letter or even close, but at least I have an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing now, so that's good. Take a little screenshot of this baby in action. So far so good. This has been a pretty uneventful flight, and really hoping it stays that way. We are now dropping below 6,000. Still doing about 1,000 feet per minute, which is good. A little fast now, a little faster than I want to, doing about 150 knots. Didn't want to go that fast, but it's alright. set up a new view. So the inside of the aircraft is, the one that I was on was actually like just, this looks like a 2-1 configuration. The one that I was on was just single seat on both sides, so I was probably on a different variant of the aircraft, but to be honest, the interior looked a lot like this. It was not really different. So we're going to be making that left turn soon. Now we are coming to our target altitude, which is 2300. So just going to once again hit the altitude hold button once you reach 2300 feet. Not sure why it doesn't say an arm right now. I don't remember hitting that, but sorry. Okay, so here we go. Heading towards 2300. And I'll hit. Boom. Crap. I didn't hit it properly. I missed it, but it's cool. It's not really important. For now, this is fine. Just under 3 nautical miles out now. So the airport should be kind of somewhere out this way. Not sure exactly where it is. Maybe further back. Yeah, can't see it, but it's out there. Oh, you know what? It's probably even further back. I don't know, I can't see it. It's fine. Alright, so we are just under 4 nautical miles outside of Fursuit, so we're about to make the left turn towards the final approach fix. We're going to start prepping the aircraft for landing, so I'm just going to dial back on the throttle right now and drop below 148 and start extending the flaps. I think the flap, the dropping the first notch of flaps is at 148. That's when that's supposed to happen. Left turn should be coming up soon. So let's go here. First notch of flaps is down. We're making the turn. And we can descend down to 1700. That's on speed 1. So let's point the nose down. Alright, so we're going to drop down to 1700. I'm just going to drop the landing gear now. And altitude up. And I'm going to turn on the approach as well. On the approach. Second notch of flaps. Why don't you just shoot past? Let's try and go up. 1700. That's too low. Alright. On the approach. I'm gonna have to fly this in by hand now. I think I messed it up a little bit. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna go props to full. I'm gonna turn off the autopilot. I forgot to turn the inertial separators, but out of school. One thing I like, this plane flies really smooth. Looking good, looking good. You can see that tree right in front of the runway. That's what I'm trying to avoid. See if I can fly over it. Bit of a rough landing. Alright, well, that was not as good a landing as I wanted it to be. Alright, so we passed the terminal and we touched down. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and taxi back. Go ahead and turn these landing lights off. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eleuthera. Firstly, all I'm going to say is this is actually pretty accurate to what it looks like when you get here. This little gate here, this like one little house, this is pretty much exactly what the airport looks like. So that's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to the inverters can come off. Seatbelt, no smoking signs can come off. Let's just leave it there for now. If you notice, I've actually kept the plane running. And I've done this because in Eleuthera, a lot of times, this aircraft, like this plane, when it comes in, it's literally just coming in, stopping, dropping off the passengers it has, picking up the passengers that are waiting, which literally takes a few minutes, and then they just fire up the plane and head back out again. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to leave it here for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. I hope it was informative, and thank you for flying Pineapple Air. I think as a bonus flight, what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Nassua from here. That'll be the next video. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you've got any tips for me for flying this plane, making things a little easier. And definitely look forward to having you back for the next video. Alright? This is FlyIslandGuy. Take it easy. Peace.
Boy, get your dad self, boy.